The very start of Backpack Trip 2024. First 0.01 mile done to get to the actual trailhead for Grant Lakes / 10 Lakes. Going for 10 Lakes this year, 6.3, we'll see. Two years ago when we were here just before this fire started. But even in those 2 years, it's actually, a lot of it has grown back and kind of thinned out at the same time. There used to be a lot more trees, but they're all decomposing now, going back to the earth from which they came. Unfortunately, that means a little less shade for us. Today's supposed to be pretty hot in Yosemite. What did it say, 98 for the floor, the valley floor. We're a little higher than that, so probably still upper 80s, yeah. We'll see when we get there. We are worried about it being icy. Haven't seen any ice or snow yet, but then again, we just started. Roughly, I don't know, half mile or so. There's kind of the forest behind us, and it sort of transitions into this granite climb. Mosquitoes are definitely here already. And here's the section we call the granite stairs. It starts to be basically all granite from here on out, which is nice. No, not really. It gets hot because it's all in the sun. Some areas are a little harder to follow because instead of a nice defined path like this, there's just a slab of granite with some little cairns on the side. A cairn is when you stack a couple of rocks to make a marker. For everybody else, we'll see some up here. I'll take some video of that too. But yeah, moving right along. No ice. This is the area that I was worried about being dangerous if there was ice or snow. This would be it. Maybe halfway up the granite stairs now. And you can see, like, there's a really good example of how the trail is defined here when you get to the granite. Both sides marked by a row of rocks, which is pretty nice. And you'll see after we turn that corner, then it just starts to cross giant granite slabs. And what I've heard is this is the most common place for people to get lost. So as you can imagine, it's just kind of pick your own route from there. I believe the tip of those mountains right there is where we want to go. Just to the right in there would be where Grant Lake is. But we're going to go over that one. And on the other side is 10 Lakes Valley. Leaving the rocky granite area. Technically we have a water source down there, but that water looks pretty gross. The ranger told us it would be wet and a little muddy. We're starting to see it now. Back into the forest, and we should be at the first water crossing shortly. And now we can officially say goodbye to the granite and move on to the forest. And it'll be pretty much foresty for the whole way until we get to the meadow at the very end before the switchback. And yeah, moving on. And our first major rest station where some other trail meets up with us. Nice clear water that we'll be able to refresh. What was it over there? Yeah. White Wolf is 5.5 that way. Tioga Road, 2 miles that way. 1/3 of the way done. Time to put our packs down. And then what does that sign over there say? Looks like 3.8 Grant, 4.1 10 Lakes. 4.3. those signs lie. There's our path continuing there. Roughly halfway, I'd say, maybe just a little less. Continuing through the forest after our good stop at whatever that, I think that creek actually has a name, because that one's there pretty much year round. Yeah, I'm still going with White Wolf. Yeah, White Wolf Creek sounds good to me. Definitely more mosquito activity than years past. Usually there's no mosquitoes until we get to the bog area or right next to a water source, but it was much worse at the creek area. But once we resprayed and cooled down, they didn't seem to bother us. But they're just sort of constant up here. Not biting, but just annoying. Maybe some bites. Every now and then we get something like that blocks our path. But thankfully this time, there's a little way around it. Going under really sucks because you have to crouch so low. Going over is not too bad. I've got long legs and I'm able to do it. All right, approaching the meadow. You might be able to see it through those trees there, and look at that. There's a little lump of snow, or ice mostly. I doubt it's any kind of fluffy at this point. Certainly don't want to drink from it. I think there's a turd right there. Oh yeah, it actually is kind of crunchy still. Definitely snow. I'm glad it's not on this trail. We have begun the switchback. We just have to climb up that. And we're there. Well, we're at the summit anyways. Trust me, it's steeper in real life. Like, this is me looking straight forward. Down there is where we were just resting at the meadow. Got a marmot on the trail. I have to go that way, little buddy, so, oh, where'd he go? Oh boy. And it's starting to rain. And we're like a quarter of the way up the switchback. You can see there's Where's that little marmot going? See the meadow down there from here, along with the little bits of snow that are there. The switchback is steep, but not incredibly long, so that's nice. Yep, more thunder. Our first glimpse of the lakes. One down in there. One over there. And apparently 6 more somewhere else. I believe one is on the top of that bit there. And the other one's so far this way, we just can't see it. There's a beautiful shot of some little tiny pools down there. There's the biggest lake. We think we're gonna go for that one. So it looks like that's the lake we'll be going to down there. There's supposed to be a couple others hidden behind those trees over there. Another one. We could see it from higher up. Almost there. So this is the morning after the first night. After that rain hit yesterday, we got kind of wet and just trudged on, and yeah, it wasn't really cool. But here's the lake we settled on. Really nice. We're up there somewhere. We've got some neighbors across the lake somewhere. We saw their headlamps at night. Nice little river that, I wouldn't even say it's a river. A little creek that feeds this little lake. Very pretty. Been a bunch of marmots in our camp, or perhaps just the same marmot keeps coming by. Raven's gonna see if he can't catch some fish, so maybe we'll get a video of Raven catching the fish. And here we are from a different angle. I want to say that last angle was from back in there somewhere. This gives you a better view of the whole lake. You can see there's still some snow up top. This area is a lot different. There's a lot more boulders. There was a couple of really big ones and actually had a space big enough for you to climb inside and probably shelter for the storm. So we're at the far end of the lake that we chose to camp at. There's a couple little islands out there. We're on this neat little peninsula standing here. We thought about going to one of the others, but we'd have to climb that, so yesterday was pretty tough. Be an awesome spot to do some cannonballs if it wasn't so cold. Raven's got a couple little fish already. Came across this gorgeous valley. Can't really see it, but this is, you hear it. This is where our lake drains. You can see the runoff right there. And if you look way in the distance through the trees, is one of the other 10 lakes down there. We thought about making a day hike to it, but now that we see it in real life, that's pretty steep. I don't want to go down and back up that again, so hey, we saw it at least. Here we are, starting our adventure. Hopefully it looks nice and a clear path like this the whole way. Alright, so here we are hiking up this trail, which continues that way. Believe it or not, that's a trail. But we heard about this super sweet little spot over this way, so we're gonna go check it out. Oh, there's a stick. Still got all my gear on right now. The boys are up there. Here's a cool little creek we're gonna cross. Lots of moss. Here we go. Big log to cross over. Raven in the lead. Haha, you guys have to step onto it. I just step over. Let's make that easy. Oh, like this cool little corral area. If we catch a deer, we could keep it in there, guys. A couple of down logs. Pretty sweet. We're off the trail now. We are officially 40 paces off. We can do whatever we want, except poop. We gotta go 40 more to poop. Away from water too. And look at this. There's firewood waiting for us. Super sweet little fire ring. Yeah. This is gonna be nice. This is gonna be real nice. I'm done hiking today. All right, here we are at our second night's camp. Raven's tent's over there. Jared's waiting a little bit. Well, technically it's a third night camp. We didn't show you the first night, but here's my awesome little tent setup. And check this out. I'm right on the water. This is gonna be super sweet. Let me hop in here and show you what I got. Sleeping bag, air mattress. Real simple. I'm gonna lay down in here real quick. Oh yeah. Here's my view from inside here. You can see a little over there, and oh yeah, from inside my tent. Look at that snow there. Gonna see the sun come up over that mountain tomorrow. And then hiking all the way back out. It's been quite a journey. I think we did 9 miles on this 6-mile hike. Yeah, don't go off trail.